Okay, so I'm here today on a beautiful fall day on the Austria-German-Bavarian border, riding what I think is one of the prettiest climbs, gravel climbs, in the whole region, called the Carl Von Stahl house. It's super steep, a lot of hike and bike, but really beautiful, and it's the perfect day. And I'm here with Ronald Bob up there to do it together. Yep, it'll be awesome. Let's do it. So we're making our way up, actually the same climb we do on almost all of my videos. So the first half of Rossfeld, and also the first part of the Kelstein video, we're actually on the same bit of road, but we'll make a slight detour and go to the mountain behind Kelstein. So the road goes up to, or the gravel hiking path goes up to the house at 1,780 meters above sea level. Salzburg's at like 400, so we end up doing about 1,600 worth of climbing, a bit more, just to get to the house. Sorry, ooh, horrible math. 1,300 meters of climbing to get up to the house. So it's, just by elevation, it's a lot of climbing. So, but a bit more road and a bit more beautiful mountains before we get into the steep hike and bike stuff. But I'm already dying. I'm dead. Okay, we made it to the start of the actual gravel climb, and I've only done this ride one time in the past, and it was worth it. But there was one thing I do remember about it, is that it was outrageously steep to the point where I was hopping off the bike multiple times. So let's do this. At the top, we'll get there and I'll tell you a bit about the house when we get there, but it's pretty, so let's just enjoy it on the way up. Well, I'm pushing already. It is about 3K to the top, and it is just too steep on gravel for me to even ride up this. Bob made it a bit more up than I did, but I made it about, I don't know, 2 meters into the steepest bit, and I'm walking. But hopefully I'll be back on in a minute. Whew, steep. breathtaking. Again, completely out of air, no oxygen. Log can't even tell me how much the elevation is to the grade, so it's steep and it's painful. And we still have 400 meters of elevation up and 3 more kilometers. I'm dying. Okay, we're at the last little bit. I'm walking again. This is super steep and painfully steep, but we have about, I think, 60 or 70 meters of climbing until we're at the top. But it's breathtaking up here. Behind me is the Berchtesgaden area, so Königssee, so if you've ever been here, the famous Königssee is right behind us. And in front of us, well, there's a hut, you can't see, but is the Bluntal Valley, where the Bluntal Sea is, which is also a beautiful sea, which we'll then descend down to. So we're right on the line with Germany and Austria and Bavaria. I think we're going to cross at any moment right now. It's absolutely breathtaking. I'll show you a view. Amazing, amazing. So just down there is the Königssee, and just over here is the Bluntal Valley, which I'll show you more in just a moment. Heaven. So we're at the hut finally. What a pain in the ass. And it's absolutely stunning. So the hut is right here. It's not particularly an amazing hut or remarkable, but it's quite cool because in the valley over here, the Bluntal Valley, there was always a fight for land, for public access versus the hunters, the farmers, or the people who own the land. So what they ended up with is Carl Von Stahl made a lot of money in America in the textile industry, and he decided to buy this area and build this house up here so everyone could come up and enjoy the outdoors, which I think is super cool and I think pretty remarkable. The valley that we'll descend down is pretty wild. I'll show you some zoom stops of it. It is not for gravel bikes. It's maybe for mountain bikes, but there's gonna be a lot of hike a bike, but it's really stunning and a beautiful place. The cool thing about this is Franz Ferdinand used to own all of this area around here in the valley. And before he got shot in Sarajevo to start World War I, he had come to this valley, into this area where we'll descend down to, and he shot a white deer when he was hunting. And they say, the myth is that if you kill one of these, that'll give you bad luck. And what happened a few months later? He was shot in Sarajevo, and it started World War I. So a bit of history about the valley behind us, Bluntal Valley. If you're ever in this region, this hike, really good. Bike, painful but good. You can stay at the hut overnight. There's another hut called Jenner over there that's remarkable. It's a beautiful place. I'll show you some shots of the descent we'll do in a minute. And you'll see right from the start, it is not a gravel bike one, but we'll make our way down after taking some pictures up here for a bit. So, all right, we'll do the downhill in a minute. It will be weird and a lot of hike a bike. So let's see how it goes. not even a third of the way down the climb and we're still hiking. In the video, it may not look tough, may not look hard to ride, but the problem is they put all these rivets in the way. It makes it really difficult to ride more than 20 meters. So if you do ride, you ride like 10, maybe 20 meters, and then you hit one of these things, a huge rivet that will certainly knock you right off your bike. And they're literally every 20 meters. So, but the road opens up a bit further down and it's a really blissful descent from that point. But up here, it's a lot of hike-a-bike. So, one of the coolest things about this descent is that there's 1,000 little switchbacks going all the way down. I think it was built by the Austrian army in, Bob, when?
1917.
Austrian has the facts. 1917, the road was built by the Austrian army. And I'll show some shots right now. The descent is crazy there. It's like an outdoors. I have to say there's probably 30 switchbacks going down the mountain, all the way down to the Blumenthal Valley. So it's a really wild descent, and you get a bit tired of the switchbacks after about 30 of them. So, all right, let's do this. That is Carl Von Stahl house, one of my favorite gravel roads around. What a bike ride, or hike, I guess more so. If you want to do it, the routes down in the comments. There's no forbidden roads, so you can do all the whole damn route. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And thanks you guys. It was a fun one. See you.